Technology, not Technical Institute. Whatever. DELTAFORCE, the greatest Link in Tri-State to ever do it. Not the greatest Link in all of our hearts. We still love you, Glenn. But no, it's DELTAFORCE. He is the best, the greatest. Going up against another Triforce entity, if you would here. Triforce Triangle in SaurDeux with their patented Zelda. If only I could see it.
If only, if only. The transition will eventually come as the stock's already gone. I saw a lightning kick happen, but how it came to be...
He had to censor that lightning kick, bro. That was dirty.
It's too good.
It was like 30 seconds into the match, and he already got lightning kicked. It had to be gone. Well, DELTAFORCE's first stock already gone. SaurDeux looking poised in this still best of 3 territory that we got going on for you guys right here. Battlefield is the pick. The Triforce of Wisdom versus the Triforce of Courage. You love to see it. You love to see Zelda getting a little bit of love in Smash Bros. Because it's a franchise that I personally don't think gets that much in Smash, or not enough that it deserves, in my opinion.
Yeah, you kind of just got the three main triangles and 3 copies of the same triangle. Albeit this being technically Dark Link, so he's a weirder entity.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever the case, we could do with either a different archetype of Link instead of all being the same. Like we have Link, Diet Link, and Link Zero. Like we could use a different brand of Link.
I just want Diet Mario, dude. Paper Mario, please. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, but that's definitely what I want. What is happening though in front of our very eyes, Soul, is that SaurDeux is all over DELTAFORCE in this match. Still has not lost their first stock at all, while already damn near lapping percentage on that final one. DELTAFORCE having a very hard time breaking that wall right now. I can see him trying to keep good spacing by the ledge and in the air with these falling down forward airs respectively. But SaurDeux is just sort of staying in that space where they don't really need to worry too much about that spacing for the most part. And now the fact that she's up 2 entire stocks as opposed to the 1, now it's just big chilling. Gonna be able to put out these projectiles, keep that ledge trap going, and oh my god.
Catch him jumping.
Risk of fully committing to forward smashes like that with 2 stocks. What is the risk, Google?
There is none wicking when you have a giant suit of armor at your beck and call. Like, what was DELTAFORCE wanted to jump before the Phantom really swung so he could get out of that ledge trap situation, and F-Smash caught him jumping. Like, I guess hindsight 2020, but his best option was to roll, but that's so scary to do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's hard. Like, SaurDeux not only being a very solid Zelda, but when you fall behind the 8-ball to Zelda that quickly, I mean, we didn't see it, but Lightning Kick takes stocks like it's nothing. And then Zelda can just turtle up. She can play her slower game plan. She can block all of the offensive tools that Link has, like Bomb, Boomerang, Arrow. Phantom just blocks them all.
Yeah, and it's like, I know they couldn't possibly look any more different if they tried, but it's sort of like being that down like 3 stocks to 1 against a Snake. You know, when you're down that much against Snake, you know, you have to play that obstacle field against the Phantom Knights and, like, you know, the Din's Fires, and then you get close, and then Naryu's Love, you know, intangibility coming out on frame 5. It's just, it makes that mountain to climb so much more insurmountable, especially when you're, like, a little bit of a projectile-based character yourself. And don't get me wrong, I know Link is like a masher. I know that Nair is amazing. You know, the fact that it beats just damn near every move in this game. Like, he can definitely make you suffer up close. But Zelda, of course, if she knows when to whip out that Naryu's Love at the right time, it can definitely spell a really scary time for you.
Yeah, it's a different kind of game you're playing with Link, because his items augment his buttons. Meanwhile, Zelda's zoning tools are her primary game plan. And I do like, though, how much DELTAFORCE is adapting to the situation while being stuck in that position is just so hard, especially on Battlefield. He's been going for a lot more grabs in neutral and trying to call out SaurDeux for shielding, which can lead to kills like that. Calling out jumps with Link's forward air definitely going to end up killing at those percents.
For sure. I mean, DELTAFORCE already doing a much better job in this game than he did in that last one. Going for a forward throw right there, mixing up with the Boomerang. I really like that, because I feel like so many throws in this game combos start with the down throw, but a lot of players don't really like to take, what am I trying to say here? They don't take advantage of the horizontal plane, if you would. Sometimes the percent is low enough as that Bomb is going to take the stock, actually. The percent is low enough where it can either force a tech situation or not, where regardless if you even have projectiles or not, you can set up for some pretty good mix-ups out of it. I feel like it's such a common, like, lower-level player thing to think, oh, you know, my character doesn't have, you know, good, like, throw combos. You know, I don't have anything true at this %, so my character's not as good. And Nicky Boy, thank you for the follow. When the bigger brain you get and the higher level of a player you become, you start to realize the positioning that certain throws put you in really, like, sort of create much better scenarios for you in terms of positioning and spacing wise. And that is, of course, what DELTAFORCE realizes right there, utilizing forward throws at %, where I feel like some players might not always realize it's good. I feel like so many other Link players would have down thrown there, but he got the stock off of it, and he's up so much because of it, so that's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, he's up a whole stock, but that's not looking like it's gonna last for very long. But I mean, I completely agree. Like, you look at characters that, like Cloud, where their grab isn't super great. In fact, it's actively terrible. But he, like, I mean, at least I'm of the opinion that he has some of the best positional throws in this game. Like being up throw, putting you above Cloud, a back throw, just keeping that flow going. Like, it's really a matter of, like, positional awareness that those grabs can give you, as well as just native conditioning. Like, if you keep getting grabbed, you want to stop getting grabbed, and then Link can really start to bully you.
For sure, for sure. It's like Fox. You're gonna tell me Fox is bad? A lot of his stuff isn't true. He doesn't have, like, true stuff off the grabs, but he sets up for crazy things, situations with all of them. Yeah, I feel like Fox is the perfect example of positioning off of that, but regardless, SaurDeux has evened it up slowly but surely, despite being at about 108%. DELTAFORCE, ooh, clean. Yeah, looking for it right there. Good up smash. Anti-air.
And it's a type of thing where DELTAFORCE is like constantly putting information into the back of his head. He's like, okay, SaurDeux, like, when it comes to out of shield options, he's not really playing continuously defensive. When I touch his shield, he's looking for a lightning kick, he's looking for a nair, he's trying to jump an aerial. So if I use one of Link's incredibly safe moves, like back air, then I can set up for an anti-air. And up smash anti-airing, oh boy, is that a strong move.
It's such a scary thing to whip out, too, because if Zelda's going to short hop in front of you, you know, 9 times out of 10, you think what she's going to do is go for that lightning kick, which comes out pretty damn fast. So unless you got a pretty damn good up smash or, you know, just a good option out of shield that'll beat that, which a lot of characters don't. That's why Zelda's so good in that position. It can spell a pretty bad time for you, but I mean, there you go. DELTAFORCE calling SaurDeux's bluff with the up smash right there. And evening out this set, which all 3 games, by the way, on Battlefield. Very interesting to see that. I mean, I definitely don't blame DELTAFORCE for wanting to go here. I mean, you know, Zelda can do pretty good on this stage, but the fact of the matter is, you know, platforms make the Knight so much easier to deal with. You don't have to deal with this flat horizontal plane where Zelda just runs to the other side of the level, whips out that move, and then all of a sudden, darn it, gotta go back to the other side of the stage and just respect it no matter when she whipped it out, what % she was at, what % you were at. Doesn't matter nearly as much that time around. Battlefield, at least you have that vertical, that the y-axis, if you would, to get in and around a move like that, which is why I definitely don't blame DELTAFORCE for coming here. SaurDeux, on the other hand, I'm actually not too sure off the top of my head.
I mean, I definitely can see it, because not only does Phantom really cover these platforms rather well, the side platforms at least, the top platform can be a little tricky, but that's what up air is for. And you can you don't have to worry about players jumping in on you as much thanks to hiding under these platforms as the lightning kick out of shield finds its mark that time. But Zelda covers these platforms super well, and Phantom can, from center stage, covers to ledge. So the smaller area makes Zelda's area of control that much more effective.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, that smaller plane can definitely come into play and just make that sort of just tight window for you to be able to really get out of options like that. I mean, it's sort of like DDD in the sense that even if Zelda, like, has you in the corner by that ledge and whatnot, there are moments when you're on the ledge where, is that forward or takes the stock? There are moments where you can be on the ledge against Zelda, ledge trapping with the Phantom Knight, where just all options are covered. And it's not necessarily a matter of which option you pick at first, it's a matter of your timing on the way back up. That's just a very, very important thing when you're dealing with a character with very good ledge trapping and just trapping in general, like Zelda does. Here you see DELTAFORCE taking very good usage of these platforms right here, trying to force his way in. It's something that you often see like a player who's up doing, but Now you see DELTAFORCE just using it as a sort of an offensive means, if you would, just trying to get on these different like vertical planes to make sure he can get those boomerang conversions when he needs to, and just in general keep SaurDeux on their toes as much as possible. But the fact of the matter is SaurDeux is the one who's up in percent, so it's going to be on DELTAFORCE to really try and find a way to break this zone. And the one time that he really commits, Ubel gets a lightning kick heal right to the face. Those are expensive. I bet she got those at Sephora or something.
Yeah, those are, they're not your grandma's glass slippers, that's for sure.
No, sir.
But it's part of recognition that really comes with playing a zoner or a trapper like character like Zelda. Like SaurDeux needs to be immediately aware of when a DELTAFORCE is in range of a lightning kick or when it's really unsafe. And while sometimes it can be rather dangerous, they've connected more than they've missed, and that's part of what really gave SaurDeux the lead that they find right now.
And I love that buffer out of shield right there for the up smash. Just SaurDeux, you know, whipping that lightning kick on DELTAFORCE's shield and thinking, I don't know, a lot of other characters wouldn't be able to punish that, but that good range of Link's sword in this game, one of his better buffs from the last game over to this one, is going to make it so he will be able to get that punish out of the shield and even this game right back up. But he's got a hell of a mountain to climb, Ubel, if he wants any chance of getting this back. This is where DELTAFORCE really needs to find his moment and keep the offensive pressure on, because the second that he lets Zelda actually get that stage control and he has to respect the Phantom Knight, that is when the fear seeps in. That is when the fear of God and the fear of the goddess, the fear of Zelda seeps into you at that point, and it's where she's at her strongest, and it's where she's at. It's where you're at your most vulnerable, but still alive. My God.
Barely breathing. I love how DELTAFORCE has been mixing up the timing of when he gets off ledge, and not just the option that he's picking. Like, it's given him a much longer lease on life, whether he's waiting for most of the night to form so he can roll past it, or getting the jump off early so while SaurDeux is still charging that suit of armor. It's 190, he's still kicking here, but he needs to find that spark to really get his game plan back into gear.
This is the scariest part. When you're at such high percent against Zelda and you don't have her beaten in the zone and in the meat, and SaurDeux is finally able to get that dash attack. DELTAFORCE, all things considered, he played that so well. You know, like at the end there was just, that's just such a terrifying position to be in when you're a bolted last stock and you're at kill percent against a Zelda who's not a kill percent, because you just have so much more of a mountain to climb on your end. At that point, you're the one who has to sort of break that zone, if you would. You're the one who has to break that zone in the one opportunity, the one spot that you really can